feels really good. I feel honored that he has faith in me to put me in there, so it feels good.
After going back and watching the film, what are some of the things you felt like you did well, and what are some of the things you feel like you need to improve on going into this week?
I feel like I can improve on a lot, especially being a freshman. My pass protection, definitely. But I feel like my run blocking was, there. I just got to get a little more aggressive and better feet.
Spurrier has said several times that you're a Florida native. Did that add to beating Florida for you, that you're from that state?
Yeah, it was a factor. It felt good. I have a lot of friends that go to Florida, so, they send me texts and stuff like that after the game.
Mike, from the point that you started earlier this year and struggled obviously a little bit early is the case for a lot of true freshmen who play in the line. In those weeks between then and last week, what is the primary thing that you improved on the most that enabled you to go out and be better last week?
Just getting more reps, that's a big thing, and working on my feet, really helped out a lot.
Mike, I think you were probably going to be a pretty strong redshirt candidate until they went ahead and put you back in there. Were you surprised if they came to you and said, we need you now and you're not going to redshirt?
A little bit. He definitely, he mentioned it before, and I think he felt that I did good during practice to, get the start.
Your brother was a college athlete in baseball, but how much carryover was there for him that he could prepare you for this kind of stage, even though he didn't play football?
Mentally, he helped me out a lot mentally, and he still does. He talks to me, and he tells me, at times when it gets rough, missing home and stuff like that. But he helps me out a lot.
Is there anything specifically that he's told you that has stuck with you, that has meant the most, you think?
Time management, that was a big thing.
Anything else for Mike? Up in front.
Mike, after the Arkansas game with the offensive line kind of struggled, came back with a pretty solid effort against Florida. Is that something that all the coaches told you and showed you where you can build from even that point to get better?
Yeah, watching defensive line was a big thing.
Mike, you mentioned your footwork. How did you go about improving on that? Is that something that you had to stay afterwards, practice, work with Coach Elliott? And when you talk about footwork, what in particular weren't you doing a good job of that you need to do a better job of? And maybe I'm presuming your pass set you're talking about. What is in particular, and how much extra time do you spend on it?
During one-on-ones, really focusing on it. Going against Clowney and Melvin, Coach Elliott would definitely take a little extra time during one-on-ones to show me to stay low during my pass sets and really punch my hands out